This is the FITCAMX front and rear Universal Dashcam. Let's take it out of the box. In the box you get the user manual. This is a holder for the dashcam if you opt to use it. It has a suction cup on it kind of thing, and then this attaches to it and can clamp onto the dashcam in case you want to mount it that way, but it has the double stick tape on, this being the front dash cam right there, already on there. Over here is the rear dash cam, bunch of cable clips with adhesive on the back, a tool to pry away the molding. They give you a card reader, USB-A or USB-C, and it can read SD or microSD cards like that. And over here is the power wire to power the camera up. A lot of you may be asking, what's this stuff and how do you plug it into the cigarette lighter? You don't. It has to be wired in properly. This is available in two styles, the fuse box variety like this, and there's also one that is the OBDII variety that would clog up your OBDII port instead, but might be a bit of an easier installation. Let me tell you a bit about the dashcam first, its features and all of that, and then we'll talk about wiring. We're going to go over it, but I will not show you that as it is beyond the scope of this video because you don't have the same vehicle as I do. So whatever I show you isn't going to matter. As far as the dashcam is concerned, 4K resolution for the front, 1080p for the rear, 30 frames per second. It uses a Novatek 96670 sensor. It comes with a 64 gigabyte microSD card, but you can swap that out for one up to 256 gigabytes. The view angle on the camera is 160 degrees, and it also has all of the features that we've come to expect from dash cams these days, such as a G sensor, locking clips, loop record, and parking mode. And especially in this case with this type of wiring kit, you will have parking mode. Now remember that parking mode is not 24/7 recording. Instead, if it senses something, then it's going to wake up and record. So somebody backs into your car, it senses that, wakes up, starts recording. Hopefully you can catch their license plate before they speed off. But these days, you know, everybody has much more powerful cars, so they can get away from those situations a lot faster. One other thing to note is that you can use the FITCAMX app and connect to the dashcam over 2.4 gigahertz Wi-Fi. And doing that, of course, will allow you to transfer the clips that the camera records to your phone, so you could share them on social media and get the next viral video. Anyhow, as far as connection goes, this is the way it works. These are a whole bunch of different pieces here, which we'll look at in just a second. And here is the power wire. Okay, so one end of it over here, if I can get that out, right there, will connect to the dash cam itself on either that or that one right there, this one. Okay, that plugs together, and you run this down the A pillar of the car and over to the fuse panel in your car. Now, depending on what kind of car you have, that could be on the left side, it could be on the right side, it could be under a kick panel, it could be just about anywhere, so you're going to need to research that. As far as what we have here, I'll take these apart and show you. These are what are called antifuses, colloquially. And what this does, and what this is in your fuse panel you will find a fuse maybe looking like this, or maybe looking like this, or maybe looking like this. So there are a bunch of different styles of fuses that are used in different vehicles out there. So you will find the appropriate one. There's 4 different ones here. Okay, as you can see, these are all different sizes and styles like that. And there are 3 wires to connect. There's a red, a yellow, and a black wire. The black wire is right here, and it's got a lug terminal on it. You would find a bolt in the car of some kind that you could unscrew, slip that under it, and tighten that down. That's going to provide ground for the dash cam. And then if I can get this apart, for example, this one here, this is going to be your B+ wire. And over here is your accessory wire. What does that mean? How does that all work? Well, you need to figure out in your fuse box, and once again, every single car is different. So you might employ the use of a very inexpensive tool that you can get in any automotive store called a test light. And that simply hooks to any bolt of the car, which is ground. And it's got a little pointy probe at the end, and when you touch it to where there's power, it's got a little light bulb in the handle that lights up. And you would find one that always has power with the car off, no key, or the ignition not on, you know, the button thing. And then you would find one that has it on. And what you simply do is once you find that, you pull the fuse out of that, which will go like that, okay? And then plug it in over here, and then this one was already there, like that. Get that back in. And this goes where the original fuse did. And same for the other side. So that's going to give the camera always on power and switch power. It needs that, so the parking mode is going to work properly, because that way it knows that it has to turn on. Okay, because otherwise it wouldn't have power to do so. So this has to be wired to your fuse panel, or like I said, there is a version available that will clog up your OBDII port on the car instead. Of course, most times you don't need to mess with that, but just knowing that it's there. Some insurance companies give you a little gizmo that tracks your mileage, as if we don't have enough tracking in today's world. So as far as that goes, that pretty much is it. Again, the rest just sticks up with the double stick tape there. And with that, we're going to simply take this out to the car, and I'll give you some footage of it driving in the car. Well, right off the bat, we hit a red light, and you can clearly see the license plate ahead of me, LHV 4735. We're out on the main road, about 1 in the afternoon. Light traffic, not too bad. As we go along here, I'm going to speed up the video and cut sections out for time. We have a little bit of a ride up yet. And now what I'm going to do is open the driver's window fully so we can see what the audio sounds like with that open. Now the window is open fully, and you can hear the audio. I am speaking in the very same tone of voice that I was before. I'm now going to put the window up and put the air conditioning on. I'll put it on as high as it goes, or as low as it goes, depending how you want to articulate it. And the blower has reached full speed, so that seems to be working just fine. And this is what the audio would sound like with the blower on high, whether heat or AC, mostly the same. try to avoid that light. We'll take this block instead. And now I'll switch to the rear camera. We'll pull over here for a moment. And we can see that this license plate reads LZB7739. You never know what's lurking or what anybody is going to do, anybody else is going to do. So having a dash cam is really a necessity these days. That's a great example. There was no reason for him to pull out that fast and then hang in my lane, ultimately to only go in the other lane. So once again, this was the FITCAMX front and rear Universal Dashcam. If you'd like to purchase this item, I'll leave a link in the video description where you can find the item available for sale on the manufacturer's website. Thanks for watching. Make sure you click like, make sure you click subscribe, and take care. We'll see you next time. Bye-bye.